Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
We can't sit idly by while our children are being forced into harm's way if we don't act.
The legal battle over a mask mandate continues as local health leaders say the COVID-19 surge is on the verge of breaking our healthcare system. For now, a mask mandate upheld for Bexar County schools amid this pandemic. One school district is actually moving beyond masks in hopes of staying protected. The San Antonio Independent School District adding a vaccine mandate for its employees.
That's right. Now, despite the governor's executive orders and legal battle on this issue, they're also joining several districts across the nation to mandate that both students and staff wear masks. They spoke about this added safety measure during a school board meeting this evening.
All staff at San Antonio ISD will now be required to get the vaccine by October 15th. Some parents we spoke with who asked not to go on camera had mixed views about the vaccine mandate. Some parents said requiring the vaccine violates their constitutional rights. Others said they support the mandate because it keeps people safe. During a school board meeting, Superintendent Pedro Martinez says this move is in response to an uptick in COVID cases. The positivity rate in the county is over 20%. He said the district's positivity rate is 2%, but he is sure the cases will rise. The board also spoke about the push to get students 12 years and older vaccinated. One way is by hosting vaccine clinics. The district hopes to continue them. The goal is to have kids 12 and older mostly vaccinated by the end of September. First, they will focus on students who are in extracurricular activities, then the rest of the high schoolers, and then make their way to middle school students. They say they will ramp up educational resources for families concerned about getting the vaccine for their kids through town halls and other avenues of communication.
Now, the superintendent said that he believes most of the district staff is vaccinated, but could not say for sure. A spokeswoman for the district did say that if unvaccinated staff wanted to opt out of getting the vaccine, they could if they qualify for an exemption. And we did reach out to the union about their thoughts on the mandatory vaccines for staff. We have not received a response at this time.
All right, so that's SAISD, another school district responding differently. Northeast ISD acknowledging a judge granted a temporary injunction allowing a mask mandate in Bexar County schools. They also expect the governor to challenge today's ruling, so they won't be mandating masking at this moment. This is a quote from the district. Rather than putting our community through constantly changing guidance as legal proceedings continue, we will continue to strongly encourage the use of face coverings while we wait for the Texas Supreme Court to decide whether today's temporary injunction is enforceable. End quote. NEISD, meanwhile, monitoring the spread of COVID-19 after a year-round elementary school in that district reported 18 cases. If the trend continues in other schools, students could be forced to go home.
Now, San Antonio ISD's Baskin Elementary had to send 6 students home to quarantine due to close contact protocols. The rest of that 4th grade class were asked to monitor for symptoms. Now, stopping the spread of COVID-19 is why the city and county have pushed for a mask mandate in schools and government buildings. City Manager Eric Walsh says the virus already impacted 169 city employees. 6 of those are in the hospital tonight. Walsh says masks are helping contain the spread and keeping your city services like garbage pickup going. Now, there are concerns for our health systems, where some employees have decided to leave their positions. With 1,600 less staff working, Metro Health is concerned about what cracks could develop.
So we're actually asking people to work harder a third time. Burnout medical care is not the medical care that any of us wants to get. People are tired, and I do worry that we're going to lose people from healthcare permanently. Actually, we already have, but I'm worried we're going to lose more.
The city and county say that they will continue to fight for mask mandate and are prepared if today's ruling is challenged by the state. And we also asked your opinion on the matter on Instagram. In a poll, 69% of users said Bexar County should be allowed to implement a mask mandate. You can also participate on the polls by following us on Instagram.
Meanwhile, cases of COVID-19 just continue to rise. We are now seeing more than 1,600 cases a day, according to the 7-day average. San Antonio experiencing a 9% increase in our local hospitals. More than 1,400 COVID-19 patients are hospitalized. 367 are in the intensive care unit. 238 patients are on ventilators tonight, helping them breathe. Nurses reminding people some of those hospitalized are young children.
Kids who are having fevers of like 103 to 104. You're talking about weakness, shortness of breath, difficult breathing.
Rudy Martinez is a registered nurse at University Hospital's Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. He's seen kids from infants to teens suffering from COVID-19. Those younger than 12 can't rely on the protection of the COVID-19 vaccine in all of this. Martinez continues to recommend mask wearing, social distancing, and hand washing to help keep you and your loved ones protected. Our coronavirus coverage continues online. Now, a reminder, Walgreens and CVS offering booster shots to those with weakened immune systems. We have a breakdown on who qualifies online at KSAT.com.
Right now, police need your help finding this missing 13-year-old girl. She was visiting San Antonio with her foster parents yesterday. Tonight, it's unclear where she is. Investigators say Leilana Graham was arguing with her foster parents at the River Center Mall before leaving the mall. She was last seen wearing a black T-shirt and turquoise leggings. She also goes by the nickname Lana. Now, if you have seen or heard any information on her location, you're asked to call the SAPD Missing Persons Unit. That number is 210-207-7660.
New on the Nightbeat, an innocent man caught up in a shooting in the downtown area. Police were able to speak with a witness on the scene. It all happened near Leona Street and Houston Street, a couple of blocks away from UTSA's downtown campus. Police believe a drug deal that didn't go as planned led to a gunman shooting. One of those bullets ended up hitting the victim, who was walking a block away on Commerce. That 15-year-old man hit in the hip area. He was taken to the hospital. He's expected to be okay. Officers are still searching for that suspect tonight.
Thick metal gates meant to keep burglars away ended up getting in the way of firefighters. Crews had to use saws to peel the gates back like tin cans and gain access inside the burning building. It happened earlier this morning at the corner of East Commerce and Walters. That building houses two Eastside businesses, Arena Food Mart and Anthony's Chicken. Firefighters eventually knocked down the flames, but not before the damage was done. Juan Rodriguez shopped at the food mart and is sad to see the owners go through hard times.
I always helped out everybody from the neighborhood. I don't think there's no one who can say anything bad about that person. From either one, the man from the store was very nice too.
Fire investigators say this fire was accidental, probably caused by electrical problems.
The Taliban taking over the capital of Kabul in Afghanistan. Thousands of Afghans desperate to escape, some chasing United States planes as they taxi for takeoff. Thousands more running to the airport. Some of those people managed to cling on to military planes leaving the Kabul airport. Officials confirming U.S. troops shot and killed at least 2 armed men as thousands poured onto the runway. At least 1 U.S. military service member was injured. The Pentagon saying there are no indications that the shooters were members of the Taliban. President Joe Biden admits the situation is now a crisis, deploying at least 6,000 troops to the region as evacuations continue in that country. Those in the military city now turning to each other to grapple with what is going on in Afghanistan. Veterans who served in that country, who lost friends or were wounded, are dealing with a mix of emotions. The Night Team's Patty Santos tells us some of those feelings are of frustration and betrayal.
Former intelligence officer Ryan Wimpy is feeling disheartened, disenfranchised, and extremely frustrated about the situation in Afghanistan.
As someone who served during the surge, both surges, watching what those troops dealt with during those times, I don't feel like this was warranted to pull out, certainly in the manner we did. It just feels like there's ineptitude leading this.
Wimpy was deployed to Afghanistan for 2 years in 2009 and 2013. He says veterans and Gold Star families who lost so much have earned the right to speak out, demand answers from the president, but also be reminded to be proud. The father of a fallen soldier reminds himself it was for a noble cause.
Our sons and our daughters, our husbands and wives, our moms and dads that died over there, it was not in vain. They died for a purpose, and that purpose was freedom.
I think veterans need to hold their head high about their service in Afghanistan. It was not all for nothing. people's memories are short, and another 9/11 again hasn't happened.
And they're not alone in trying to cope with the withdrawals. Last week, VA mental health officials said they had already seen an uptick in veterans seeking help. Wimpy says he's been on the phone all day reaching out to friends.
I encourage any veteran, reach out to your battle buddies, literally, the people that you've served with, and just express how you're feeling. And I think you'd just be surprised at how uplifting those conversations can be.
And if you know a Vietnam, Afghanistan, or Iraq War veteran that might need support, some of the signs to look for include isolation and an increased use of alcohol or drugs. The Veterans Crisis number is 800-273-8255. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Still ahead on the Nightbeat, Military City USA set to pave the way towards a new partnership when it comes to military roads.
And a data breach confirmed at T-Mobile. An investigation underway, what hackers are claiming and what the phone company is telling customers coming up.
And a vigil held for 3 victims killed in a shooting outside a San Antonio bar. Just hours after arrest in the case, one of the victims' family members now calling for answers. It's next on the Nightbeat.
A balloon release held to remember the victims in a shooting outside a sports bar. Tonight's vigil allowing family and friends to grieve after 3 people were killed yesterday. The shooting happened just before 3:30 a.m. at Boom Boom Sports Bar on South New Braunfels Avenue near I-10. Officers say this all started with a fight inside the bar, which spilled out into the parking lot. One victim has yet to be identified. The other 2 identified by family members as 26-year-old Mauro Rodriguez and 32-year-old April Rodriguez. During today's vigil, Rodriguez's daughter demanded answers in her mother's death.
I don't care. I just want answers. I want to know why I took my mom so soon when she was so young. And now my brothers have to grow up living knowing they don't have a mom.
San Antonio police did make an arrest in the case. 34-year-old Daniel Bodigan has been charged with 3 counts of capital murder. He was arrested during a traffic stop today.
T-Mobile confirming the wireless company has been hit by a data breach. It won't say how widespread the damage may be, though. In an underground forum on Sunday, hackers claim to have stolen full customer information from 100 million subscribers. T-Mobile says it's working with the highest degree of urgency and have closed the vulnerability hackers used to get into its servers. But the telecommunications company's not determined that any customer's personal data was actually stolen. T-Mobile says it will update customers once its investigation is complete. A major announcement in Military City, USA. New legislation allowing for military installations to team up with TxDOT when it comes to smoothing out road improvements on base. Back in 2019, a years-long process paved the way for the city of San Antonio to help Joint Base Fort Sam Houston get road repairs they desperately needed. Well, now another change on the horizon. Beginning September 1st, a new Texas law will allow Joint Base San Antonio to have TxDOT crews come on base to perform road work. Along with providing expertise, TxDOT can provide resources that'll make these projects more cost-effective.
TxDOT has resources, and then they can actually help us from a financial perspective as well because of the economy of scale that they can do where we just can't as an installation.
The San Antonio Chamber of Commerce also at today's event in support of the new team up. This new law will not only help Military City USA, military installations across Texas will be able to team up with TxDOT to pave more projects into the future.
Taking a live look right now across the city. Very beautiful. And I tell you, it was back to school for a lot of districts out there. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, early this morning it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Then it got really hot.
Yeah, it did. No,
I hope your schoolhouse is air conditioned.
Yeah.
Can I say it that way?
Yeah,
exactly. I tell you what, everybody who goes to back to school, I don't know if you remember your first day of school, but you ever think about the clothes that you were wearing?
Oh, yeah, of course. I had to make a good first impression to the teacher.
I don't remember.
Ah, come on, Steve. I bet you had like one of those huge afros.
I think I had like a beanie cap with like a propeller on top.
There you go.
I had some thick socks on.
Well, guys, I have to say this. It's all downhill from here, temperature-wise, okay? Temperature-wise. We're going to see our average high temperature go down in increments after today. So I want to show you that. So today, the average high temperature is 97, but tomorrow, the average high temperature, 96. So we're starting that slow decrease down by September. By the start of September, our average high is 90 degrees. By the middle of October, it's 80 degrees. So again, we often get our first cool front, seasonable cool front, by the end of September. So again, cooler weather just around the corner, although today wasn't as bad as it could be. Outside, we had some rain earlier, mainly across areas west and north of San Antonio, but things are all quiet right now. By the way, if you got a notification on your KSAT Weather Authority app and you're in San Antonio that there was rain above you, it was actually the bats leaving the cave to get their evening meal and helping us out with our pest control in the atmosphere. Meanwhile, there was quite a bit of rain in Valverde County earlier, and I'm highlighting this because this is the kind of rain that some areas are going to get over the next 48 hours or so. Very widely scattered, but where it does rain, it could drop a quick 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, as was indicated here in Valverde County, just to the north of Del Rio. And near Center Point in Kerrville earlier today, there was a thunderstorm that just parked itself in Kerr County and produced up to 3 inches of radar estimated rainfall. So again, it's not going to rain everywhere over the next 48 hours, but where it does rain, it could produce some very healthy rainfall amounts. That could lead to even some minor flooding issues. So today, the high temperature in San Antonio was 94 degrees, about 3 degrees cooler than the average high. And again, you'll see that number steadily go down for the remainder of the year. And our morning low felt good, as Stephanie was talking about earlier. We woke up this morning 71 degrees. Not too bad for a August start. Now, on our weather setup, you can see very carefully, if you look closely, a counterclockwise spin to all the rain that's occurring in Texas, the desert Southwest, and parts of West Texas earlier, and there still are some flash flood watches in these areas for heavy rainfall. This is all around a short wave in the atmosphere, which can be represented by this low pressure system here. And as this moves to the east, we're going to have an interesting weather setup tomorrow. Now, first, most of the day is going to be completely quiet. In the morning, don't worry about it. There's not going to be any rain for your morning commute. But as we head into the evening hours, after about 5 p.m., we're going to see some thunder showers develop west and north of San Antonio. Now, best chance for rain is up in the hill country and west of San Antonio, but there's still a possibility that areas in Bexar County could see some healthy rainfall in the evening and overnight hours tomorrow into Wednesday. So our best storm chances are going to be overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, about 40% locally in San Antonio in the metro area, but minor flooding is possible, especially in the hill country and points west. 76 degrees tomorrow morning, hot and humid at noon. It'll be 88, 94 for the high, so a day very similar to today. And then we'll be watching the radar a little bit later in the evening hours. I want to talk very quickly about Tropical Depression Grace, which is expected to strengthen into a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico by the end of the week, potentially making landfall in Mexico, anywhere from Veracruz all the way up to just south of Brownsville, likely near Tampico. So it shouldn't affect our weather, but we'll keep an eye on it. Other than the chance for isolated rain over the next 48 hours, it's going to be hot and humid over the weekend. 96 for the high on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, the kids may need a little poncho, huh?
Yeah, me.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right, Spurs in Vegas. Most time I've ever spent in Vegas is like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
But I wasn't there working.
Yeah, I've been there, I don't know, 3 or 4 days working.
Yeah.
So.
Were you
I've never
tired?
been.
Did you get tired of Vegas?
Nah, I never get tired of Vegas.
You've never been to Vegas?
I've never been to Vegas.
Well, we need to change that.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, Justin Robinson, the son of David Robinson, both are 5-0. Well, they've spent plenty of time in Vegas. And Justin, he was pretty solid there. Plus, Dak Prescott for the Cowboys. He practiced today. Coming up. The Spurs closed out Las Vegas Summer League play with a 116-91 loss at a Thunder this afternoon to finish 1-4. Trey Jones, Joshua Primo, and Devin Vassell did not play. Rookie and second-round draft pick Joe Wieskamp tied for team-high honors with 12 points. Head coach Mitch Johnson said more wins would have been nice, but they were lucky to have some close games, allowing great situational experiences for the guys. Coach was also pleased with Justin Robinson, who came on strong the last few games. Today he had 5 points, 4 assists, 3 boards, and 2 blocks in 18 minutes.
He was just solid, and I mean that as a compliment in terms of I think he gave us a little bit of everything. Energy was the big thing, but I think defensively he did a great job of trying to protect the rim a little bit and being vocal and loud and being a connector on defense. And then offensively, I think he did a good job of trying to set screens and change sides with the ball for us in our offense and kind of keep the ball moving with some pace.
Justin's dad, the Admiral, was at the game and watching his son. The Spurs are now off until the start of training camp September 28th.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys are back in Frisco for the remainder of training camp, and they kicked it off with Cowboys night at Ford Center at the Star in Frisco. 1 of 4 practice sessions open to the fans. Quarterback Dak Prescott returned, but he did not go through team drills or 7-on-7 drills as they work him back slowly from a strained right shoulder. He's still on course for the season opener September 9th in Tampa Bay. The boys are just playing it safe with Dak.
The biggest thing, is really to stay on course with his work. It's plan of caution. I'm trying to come up with new words here, but I mean it's the same plan coming out of this. It's when he was shut down, you have to build up his volume of throws again. So we just really don't want to put him in a position where we can re-injure it. So just continue to work on that plane.
Coach also said that if Dak doesn't play Saturday against the Texans, then he will not play in the preseason. And defensive end Randy Gregory practiced tonight. He's been dealing with a foot issue and did not make the trip to Arizona for Friday's preseason game. It was media day for the University of Incarnate Word football team. Head coach Eric Morris, offensive coordinator Cody Krill, and defensive coordinator Justin Deason were made available, along with 10 student athletes featuring 5 players from both sides of the ball. Running back Kevin Brown had a fantastic spring season, rushing for 775 yards in just 6 games. Now it's a quick turnaround for the Cardinals, who finished the spring football season Saturday, April 17th. So Brown was asked what he's been doing to get ready after such a quick offseason.
I've been in the training room a lot more. Personally, I don't like being in the training room because I don't think I get hurt. But with them, we have a great athletic staff. So I've been in it a lot more. And me being as a big body, I tend not to get as hurt as other running backs.
During the spring, Brown led the nation, averaging 10.5 yards per carry. Wow. Southwest Legacy Football is ready for a new season and new head coach after the break. Let's check in with the Southwest Legacy Titans as we continue our big game coverage previews. Legacy went 8-4 last season and 5-1 in District 14 5A Division I, earning their first ever trip to the playoffs, advancing to the second round. They have 9 starters returning, 5 on offense and 4 on defense. Offensively, the Titans are led by quarterback Cesar Tovar, who had 1,400 passing yards last season. Defensively, the big dog is linebacker Nathan Pena. District 14 5A won a preseason defensive MVP per Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Young man, he had 48 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks last season. And head coach Robert Bruce takes over for John Tarvin, who retired in February.
I'm very fortunate and very blessed to get the opportunity to coach this fine group of young men, and I want to try to lead them the best I can. And Coach Tarvin laid a great foundation. I want to continue that foundation that he laid and keep it going.
I like having Coach Bruce. It's a little different, but we still got the same stuff going for us. We still got everyone working hard. We got leaders stepping up. It still feels great. Energy's still good. Everyone's still working hard.
Titan football is family. It means working hard to the things we want to do and also just working hard.
Robert Bruce is the brother Brandeis football head coach Charles Bruce. The Titans will kick off the season Friday night, August 27th, at home with Medina Valley at 7:30. The Titans are predicted to finish third in District 14 5A1 behind Southside and Southwest. We'll be right back after the break.
That's it for the Nightbeat. GMSA at 4:30.
Have a good night.